Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, officials determine a 3-year-old girl in Edgecombe died as a result of homicide.
Plus, we'll hear police frustrations over repeat offenders who are allowed back onto the streets.
And people in Prospect Harbor are asking the government to help save a historic landmark.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have those stories and much more coming up. But first, a check of our forecast. I think it's supposed to be a pretty quiet day today. We had a little bit of snow yesterday, no big deal. And now we're just kind of coasting towards the weekend.
Coasting. I like that word.
Things will be warming up.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Devin Biggs says the forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We've made it to Thursday, and aerial flood advisory is in effect. It's been extended now and expanded, actually, until Thursday at around 1 p.m. again, just to the south and west of Lincoln. And yes, because of an ice jam, that continues to be an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the time change on this advisory again as things continue to develop with that ice jam that has since developed. But moving forward, though, we're going to be watching for some snow that's off toward the north this morning. And we've seen a few returns on the radar, so possibly a few flurries even in a few spots even this morning. But most of us today will stay dry with a mostly cloudy sky. And overall, we're not going to be looking too bad moving forward. Now, we do have a front that's tracking off from the southwest to the north and east. We have the warm front right over us, so it does mean some warmer temperatures will be on the way. 40s will make a return later on to the forecast period. But overall, winds will be out of the east at times in general, but jumping directions as you can tell. But the winds, even though they're changing directions, not too bad in general at around 5 miles per hour or less sustained. But futurecast, most of the snow will stay to the north. We'll just have the clouds, maybe some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but ultimately the clouds will win out overall. So your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. The east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy again, lows in the upper 20s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of clouds, temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, first this morning, an update regarding the 3-year-old child who was found unresponsive and later died on Christmas Day. Maine State Police now say that child's death was a homicide. The 3-year-old child has been identified as Mackenzie Handrahan of Edgecombe. The medical examiner's office determined the little girl died as a result of homicide.
Although they haven't said what caused her death. Shortly after 7:30 Christmas morning, the Lincoln County Communications Center received a 911 call in Edgecombe regarding a 3-year-old child that was not breathing. Rescue and sheriff's deputies responded to the residence, which was located on Route 1. Mackenzie was transported to Miles Memorial Hospital and was pronounced dead. Maine State Police detectives continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding her death. We will bring you any new information as it becomes available. Now for an update about a story aired yesterday about Joel Williams, a Brewer man who was arrested for assault after an alleged altercation with a worker at a Circle K in Brewer. This is his 25th offense, and he is still on the street tonight. An all too real frustration for law enforcement. David Ledford has the story.
We need to take a serious look at how we're handling these things right now in Maine.
A Brewer man, Joel Williams, is facing charges after allegedly assaulting a store clerk at Circle K on North Main Street the day after Christmas. According to Brewer Public Safety Director Jason Moffett, Williams had 24 active sets of bail conditions across the state at the time of his arrest. Moffett says that while Williams' number of arrests are high, it is not unusual for an individual to have multiple active sets of bail in Maine due to the state's bail code.
For me, it is frustrating, but it is nowhere near as frustrating as for my officers on the street. And some of these folks are getting arrested, 3 or 4 times in a week.
LD 1703, legislation known as an act to amend the bail code, would lower the cost of bail fees if passed. According to Moffett, this legislation could make it more difficult for judicial officers to keep repeat offenders off of the street, and says that it's important to have a system in place to hold criminal offenders accountable.
We need to amend the current bail code for sure. Unfortunately, the jail is needed for people that may need that temporary timeout, even before they've been sentenced, to protect the rest of the public.
According to the Penobscot Judicial Center Clerk's Office, Williams has already been released on bail for this latest offense, bail set at $250. Williams' dispositional conference, The first court date for his case after his initial arraignment will take place on March 13, 2023. David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
In other news this morning, the Penobscot County Grand Jury has indicted a Holden man on more than a dozen gross sexual assault charges. 55-year-old Morris Carr was also indicted back in May on 8 counts of gross sexual assault. Carr was arrested in March for gross sexual assault of a victim under the age of 12. Police say there are multiple alleged victims in that case. 37-year-old Monica Clark of Bangor and 34-year-old Roger Greco of Stonington have also been indicted on multiple drug trafficking charges in connection with a major drug seizure during a traffic stop back in October. Clark and Greco were in a car that was searched by Penobscot County Sheriff's deputies. More than 1,300 gross grams of illegal narcotics were found, including more than a kilo of fentanyl, methamphetamine, cocaine, and crack cocaine. The estimated street value of those seized drugs, approximately $190,000. There were also 2 children in the car with Clark and Greco. DHHS was called in to assist.
There was a scary situation in Brewer earlier yesterday. A Buick traveling northbound on South Main Street hit this truck and then rolled over. There were 2 people inside the car. One suffered minor injuries. The owner of the truck was not hurt in the accident. Brewer Police Department tells us that the accident is under investigation.
Some Mainers are still without power days after a major winter storm tore through the area. According to Versant Power's most recent estimates, there are now a little more than 600 waiting for lights to go back on. That is as of this morning. The majority of those are in Washington County, with a couple hundred still in Hancock County as well. Versant President John Flynn says that line crews are working diligently while also fighting off the fatigue of the days-long restoration effort.
So we're seeing, number one, more snapped utility poles than we've ever seen before, really reminiscent of a hurricane type event. We had, as of this morning's call, we'll have another call at 3. My guess is the number will be higher. We had 78 utility poles that were snapped. We have miles of conductor laying on the ground, literally just ripped off of poles.
Well, Flynn says Versant hopes that the majority of those without power will be restored in the next day or so.
There's some good news for those earning minimum wage. Starting January 1st, minimum wage will increase from $12.75 to $13.80. That increase is based on a state law for annual adjustments for the cost of living. Also starting January 1st, employers with 11 or more workers have to pay out unused as well as accrued vacation time when a worker leaves their job.
Well, it was a big loss when a historic landmark was badly damaged by fire in Prospect Harbor, but it may be seeing new life. The community is now asking for help to restore the cottage near the Prospect Harbor Lighthouse. Devin Dagnall spoke with the officials who could decide the fate of that structure.
6 months have passed since the cottage next to the Prospect Harbor Lighthouse caught fire in Goldsboro. Since then, the town and their historical society have spoken out in favor of the full restoration of the cottage by sending a petition to State Representative Jared Golden.
It's a landmark. It's a historic landmark, and we don't really want to see it demolished or destroyed.
That's Ray Mathewson, the vice president of the Goldsboro Historical Society and one of the individuals who spearheaded the petition to restore Gulls Cottage. The petition is all the town can do for the historic cottage because it's actually owned by the U.S. Navy, so they can't take any action of their own.
All very enthusiastic about signing the petition. A lot of people were not even full-time residents here. They were summertime residents, and they were all very, very supportive of it. It was very important to them to restore that keeper's house.
Recently, the Historical Society was given hope when workers began constructing a temporary roof over the cottage. When we reached out to the Navy to ask if any decision had been made for the cottage, Jeremy Lambert of the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard responded by stating, "The Navy's decision on the future of Gull Cottage has not been made." However, he did also say, "The Navy must consider effects on historic properties and will provide an opportunity for interested parties and the public to participate in a consultation to identify and evaluate these effects." The Navy anticipates the engagement effort will begin in spring 2023. According to Mathewson, his work is far from over.
We will plan to attend those meetings when and if they happen. They have been appropriately coming to the select board meetings several times since it happened. We obviously can't get old beams and old wood and everything in there, but we'd like to restore it as much as possible to the original as-is condition.
For ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Devin Dagnalt.
That's an important project for the locals there. You know, once you lose those pieces of history, they don't come back.
Absolutely.
It's also a little source of revenue. I believe they're renting it out during the summer so people can come and stay there, and maybe it will help pay for itself in the long run.
Good point. Historic preservation is always important.
Yeah.
The time is now 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear who Governor Mills has nominated to be the new Colonel of the Maine State Police.
But first, another check of our forecast. Looks like we'll have a mostly cloudy day today. It'll be quite warm for this time of year. The high's near 38 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight and tomorrow. The highs tomorrow even warmer. The high near 42.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has you covered. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid, or fully electric. Brand new 2023 Kia Sportage, Sorento, Soul, Forte, and more. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or the affordable Sporty Forte with 41 mpg highway. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
If you design men's underwear, you'd make them what?
Velcro.
And wax yourself. Family Feud.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
I had this car checked out before selling it, and there was nothing wrong with the car. Well, I didn't think that there was a coolant leak.
Coolant was clearly leaking.
That's not a leak. Literally, it's like just squirting.
It's just squirting? That's exactly what a leak is.
Hot Bench. Thursday at 3 on ABC7.
One Maine police station is looking to get its department on the reels, a primetime show on Patrol Live. Matthew Dronsick has the story.
In the town of Holden, Police Chief Chris Greeley always comes up with unique ideas to help give back to the community. And this time he is taking it to a new level. Holden PD going to national TV.
I just thought it would be fun to maybe get a shout out from this police-focused TV show and raise money for charity at the same time.
The show Greeley is talking about is On Patrol Live, a series that follows police officers and sheriffs across the country.
We're a very busy little police department. Last month we dealt with 276 different things in 1 month. Last year we had a record of 412, we call them arrests. They're basically 412 times we dealt with a criminal case where somebody was charged. That's a high number for a town with a population of 3,200 people.
On Patrol Live highlights patrol units across the United States, and Greeley suggests that Maine could be a destination worth visiting.
Geographically, they've not been to this part of the country. I think that's one thing that might interest them. Secondly, we're a very proactive police department. My officers are out there very diligently arresting people who are wanted and getting OUIs and responding to crimes, and then charging people.
However, Greeley says what separates other departments from his is how the officers protect and serve. They really take the service to a different level.
But we also do public relation things, I think, that a lot of police departments don't do. 25 Days of Kindness, we raised over $26,000 this year, and so far we've given away over $19,000 in cash to people in Holden mostly.
A police department that is not only community-centric, but fun to be around, Greeley has a message for the directors of On Patrol Live.
Come to Maine, visit the Holden Police Department.
Matthew Dronsick, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, meanwhile, Governor Mills has made her selection for the state's next top cop. Major William Ross has been nominated to serve as the Colonel of the Maine State Police. A 24-year veteran of law enforcement, Ross has been a trooper since 2002 and spent time patrolling York County before becoming a detective. He then worked as a sergeant for the Major Crimes Unit before being promoted to his current position, in which he oversees numerous units and divisions. Governor Mills says Ross is a dedicated law enforcement professional who exemplifies the state police values of integrity, fairness, compassion, and excellence. He's being nominated to succeed Colonel John Cody, who retired in September.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is using special technology to aid with ice jams and flooding issues in Howland. They were called in to aid the Penobscot County Emergency Management Agency to help monitor and troubleshoot the situation in Howland. The Sheriff's Office drone team was able to fly the area and provided detailed video footage to Howland's town officials. They'd like to remind motorists to not drive through water-covered roads and to use caution near shoulders of flooded roadways.
That little stretch of river up there around Howland always gets an ice jam, and sometimes in the past it's caused some flooding. It causes the water to back up behind, so they're getting a little more proactive about it.
Seems like it's getting bigger, that little stretch right
every
there.
year. I've noticed on the scanner the last few days, too, they've been watching it really closely, hoping, you know, if we get a bunch of warm weather suddenly, it can cause things to melt, and, you know, the water needs a place to go.
It's not like they can bring a tug up there and break up the ice.
A little hard, they can't get up that far, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Well, the time now is 6:16. Coming up after the break, a local business has donated thousands of dollars to local cancer care facilities.
Plus, we'll hear how and where you can recycle your Christmas tree. These stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Kim's Car Care offers detailing inside, outside, and under the hood for $299. We want our customers to have a wow factor with 100% satisfaction. Walk-ins welcome, and we do offer gift certificates.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard
Trent.
Trent. Will Trent.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent.
Will can teach you to see things that no one else does.
I bet I can solve this tonight.
He's good police, and he's objectively hot.
Boom.
Will Trent premieres January 3rd on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A Maine business has donated $10,000 to local cancer care centers. Darling's Auto Group has pooled money from all of its dealerships to support community charities during the holidays. The organization collected the funds back in October during its annual Recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where vehicles are given pink plates and proceeds are collected from each one that is sold. According to Executive Vice President Kevin Tessio, the donation comes as a response to support from the community.
The community supports us, and we feel that it is absolutely a part of our mission and always will be to give back and, to try really hard to affect the most people in our area.
Now, the donation was shared between Sarah's House, the Beth C. Wright Cancer Resource Center, the Dempsey Center, and the Martha B. Weber Breast Cancer Center. For information on how to donate, you can visit those websites.
Christmas is over, and now the cleanup is underway. Christmas trees can be dropped off for recycling at Bangor Public Works 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until sunset. If you don't have a vehicle, you can put them out for curbside pickup starting January 3rd.
And we accept those just as long as they're cleaned and they don't have any metal stuck to them.
He says now that Bangor is using the bin system for trash, it can be difficult to get all the holiday items in the bin. You can also drop those off.
You can bring in paper, packing material, plastic bags, boxes, that type of thing.
The holiday trash will be accepted as of January 3rd. Bangor Public Works is located at 530 Main Avenue in Bangor. There will be signs directing you where to go.
And I know each town has their own kind of way of doing things. I heard up in Old Town, they have a collection site at the former site of the Old Town Canoe Factory up there. People can just go and toss them there. They also want all decorations removed. But if you're looking to get rid of one in your community, just call your town hall and they'll tell you the best way to do it.
Absolutely. It's good to be able to recycle all that paper wrapping.
Yeah, I agree.
It builds up.
I agree.
It's a lot of stuff. Well, the time now is 6:20.
Time to get a full look at our forecast with Devin.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Here's that area flood advisory again up until about 1 p.m. later this afternoon. I won't be surprised to see the time change on that again. This is because of an ice jam that has developed, and it's just to the south and west of Lincoln. So anyone near that area may need to be careful with that ice jam, which is causing a little bit of flooding in a few spots. Let's zoom things out. Again, some snow developing further off towards the north. Some returns showing up on the radar. Further off towards the south and east, so a few flurries cannot be ruled out in those areas this morning. Anything that does fall will not be a huge deal. As we are watching this warm front right here that's developing right now, that's tracking off from the southwest, going toward the north and east. So it does equal some warmer temperatures that will be on the way for us coming up soon. And yes, the 40s. 40s will be back in the picture very shortly. So future gas moving forward, a lot of the snow will stay to the north today. A few inches could fall near the Presque Isle area, but overall for us, we're just going to remain mostly cloudy today and tonight. Maybe a few breaks of the clouds to reveal some sunshine, but ultimately the clouds will win out over the next few days or so. Then maybe watching for a little bit more precipitation on the way as we head towards Friday night, even into parts of Saturday. Maybe some rain further off towards the north. We'll have to wait till later this weekend, though, to the forecast period for our turn for more precipitation. But in the short term, again, it's just going to be dry overall for us. But any snow that does fall will stay in the northern ends of the state, where a few areas can see up to 3, maybe 4 inches of snow before we're all finished up, then dramatically falling off farther down to the south and west that you go. But wave heights are not too bad right now. No advisories in effect. 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted at this point. So we're looking pretty good in general, though. Of course, if anything does get going, they will issue an advisory. But again, at this point, we're looking pretty good. Our average high temperature being 31 degrees. We'll be in the upper 30s today. Lower 40s Friday, and the middle to upper 40s Saturday into Sunday. Falling back really briefly Monday into Tuesday. And then look at this. This is quite something to look at. Maybe 56 by next Wednesday. Quite a few days away. So we'll see if this holds as we do get closer. Your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. Now east one getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper 20s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, more of the same, mostly cloudy, highest in the lower 40s. As south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, at least for the New Year's Eve, we're looking pretty good. Mostly cloudy, temperatures warming. Look at this, mid 40s by New Year's Eve. By New Year's Day, rain moves in, highs in the upper 40s, but then drying out by Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the low 40s.
When you drive drunk, you don't know what you might lose. Freedom and reputation, financial stability, your life, and the lives of others.
Please.
Please. Please. Please. Please. Don't drink and drive.
There's more than one way to parent a child, but which way is best?
You're so brave.
You could say that again.
The Parent Test. New episode starting January 5th on ABC.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
When Mainly Mercantile wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Mainly Mercantile is a venue of small businesses. We are a diverse group offering upcycled furniture and home decor, vintage items, jewelry, DIY creative products, made in Maine items, and souvenirs.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Turning to the fallout over the crisis at the southern border after the Supreme Court let Title 42 stay in place for now. Migrant families remain in limbo this morning, but they're still clinging to hope, and border facilities are now overwhelmed. ABC's Andrea Fuji has more.
This morning, thousands of migrants are waiting just over the border to enter America. While in the U.S., people in El Paso, Texas are protesting the extension of Title 42, the pandemic-era policy that allows the U.S. to expel migrants back across the border without an asylum hearing. Luis Campos says many people sold their houses to take on this journey. How will you go back if you don't have a place to return to your country? The Supreme Court majority on Tuesday sided with a group of mostly Republican-led states and ordered Title 42 to remain in place pending a hearing before the justices. However, in the ruling, the court suggested that the president has the legal authority to lift the policy, but the White House insists they are deferring to the court. Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, the only conservative to agree with the liberals on the court, wrote, "Court should not be in the business of perpetuating administrative edicts. We are a court of law, not policymakers of last resort." In the meantime, border states are overrun with migrants and are struggling with a lack of resources. It's estimated that 18,000 people could cross the border every day if the policy is lifted. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tweeting he's ordered shipping containers placed along the border to deter more illegal crossings, which has become a near humanitarian crisis in his state.
I just think they can't handle the numbers and they don't have the funding from Congress. So here we are again waiting on Congress to act.
The Biden administration says it will continue to enforce Title 42 into the new year, even as people continue to attempt to cross. The Supreme Court has scheduled oral arguments on Title 42 for February. In the meantime, the White House is calling on Congress to pass comprehensive immigration reform, something not done in 36 years.
Now to the aftermath of that crippling snowstorm in western New York. The death toll has risen to at least 38 people, and the Buffalo area is bracing for that number to rise. Across the region, progress is underway. Crews clear snow-covered roads and restore power to customers. But this morning, there are clashes over the response to this record-breaking blizzard. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
The deep freeze across western New York breaking as temperatures rise. In Buffalo, the driving ban has lifted, freeing drivers to dig out and try restarting their cars once buried beneath more than 4 feet of snow.
I really can't use words to explain how bad it was.
Though power is back online for many, the National Guard is making door-to-door wellness checks after widespread outages.
Because we are fearful that there are individuals who may have perished.
The Erie County executive going on to call Buffalo's response to the monumental storm embarrassing.
Storm after storm after storm after storm. The city, unfortunately, is the last one to be opened.
Buffalo's mayor responding.
People have been working around the clock since the beginning of this storm.
Nationwide, the storm now blamed for at least 60 deaths, with more than 30 counted from the Buffalo area. Among those victims, 52-year-old Monique Alexander. Her daughter confirming to ABC News a man found her mother's body on a street and contacted her family on Facebook.
I lose 2 days of holiday pay plus 3 days of regular pay because I was supposed to be back Sunday.
Thousands of Southwest Airlines passengers are still stranded days after the storm. The discount carrier canceling more than 13,000 flights this week, with more cancellations today.
We're focused on safely getting all of the pieces back into position to end this rolling struggle.
And now Buffalo is prepping for another potential weather event, flooding due to rising temperatures, melting snow, and rain forecast. The governor says thousands of sandbags and hundreds of pumps and generators are ready if needed.
And that was Justin Finch reporting. On a brighter note, Israeli authorities have allowed rare access to a cave that's being excavated in the Judean desert. Journalists were allowed to enter the cave, located on a cliff overlooking the Dead Sea in the West Bank. The cave is a treasure trove of information about ancient life. Some 180 papyrus certificates were found in the cave. One of them bears the name of a Jewish rebel leader who led attacks against the Romans. The inhabitants who lived there were likely people of power who had to flee because of war. Scientists are now collecting items that were left behind by looters over the years. Very interesting to see what they find there.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have a recap of the biggest news stories from around the state from May and June of this year.
Plus, we'll hear about the psychological tips on how to stay true to your New Year's resolutions this year. That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Do you hate throwing away food that's gone bad? Does your pantry look like a bad disaster? What if you could keep your food as fresh as the day you bought it and vacuum seal any ingredient? Eric Thies here with my new portable, powerful PowerXL Duo NutriSealer. This incredible breakthrough in technology can savor any flavor while it seals in the freshness. What's the secret? The Duo NutriSealer will remove all the air. Once all the air is removed, the air pressure detection system is automatically activated and seals your bag tight. And it's the only patented handheld sealer that creates double seals. The Duo has a floating hinge and a built-in slicer to make bags of any size. You can even seal through liquid. Don't let its small, compact size fool you. With just one touch of a button, the Duo seals any bag, and it will stay bonded until you open it, guaranteed. The Duo NutriSealer locks in nutrients and freshness, so you can keep your food 5 times longer. Prep and freeze delicious meals, or buy wholesale and seal individual packs and save up to 60%. Our bags are BPA free, microwave safe, and will never leach. Now you can get my PowerXL Duo NutriSealer for only 3 payments of $33.33. Plus, it comes with an ironclad 1-year VIP guarantee protection plan and my recipe book filled with marinades for super delicious meals. We're still not done. Order now and you'll receive an entire year's worth of bags. That's a $50 value, yours free. And we'll also include free shipping. All this is a $300 value, yours today for only 3 payments of $33.33. Remember, this is a special TV-only offer. So call or go to PowerXLDuo.com right now.
Call 1-800-553-7034 or go to PowerXLDuo.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, December 29th. There are just 2 days left in the year. This is Still Need to Do Day. Now that the holidays are over, it's time to start thinking of all the things that we need to get off our plates. All those things we still need to do, like fixing the leaky sink and other things around the house. There's always a list of things that need to be done.
Oh, that's every day.
It could probably wait till the weekend, though.
Right.
Yeah, this is still things that still need to be done.
When is take a deep breath and take a nap day?
That's every day for
Tomorrow?
me.
Yes.
That's every day.
Good,
You just
good.
grab those moments when you can. Today's also National Cello Day, so if you prefer that, you can celebrate the cello.
I prefer that.
You like that?
I prefer that, yeah. There's always something that needs to be done.
It's true.
It's always there.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
This is just a day to remind us of those things.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to take action on it. Emma's not into it. It can wait for another day.
Right. Well, on this day in history, in 1851, the first YMCA in the United States was founded in Boston. And in 1845, Texas was admitted as the 28th state. In 2007, the New England Patriots ended their season with a remarkable 16-0 season following a 38-35 comeback victory against the Giants.
They beat the Dolphins. Anyway, they went. It was a Dolphin Stadium, I should say. They didn't beat the Dolphins. It was the Giants.
Yes.
Anyway, they were the first team since 1972 to win every game on the schedule. Today's birthdays include actor Ted Danson from Cheers, who is 75. Actor Jude Law is 50. News anchor Ashley Banfield is 55. Couldn't find a lot of people on there today that you might recognize.
I love Jude Law. He was made for those Sherlock movies.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Not a lot to talk about today. It's pretty quiet out there, and we're looking forward to the weekend, which is going to be warmer. That's pretty much the headlines out there.
Right. Quite gray yesterday. It'll probably be similar to that today.
Hopefully we won't have any rain over the weekend. They're talking about the potential for some rain. And, oh, by the way, Belfast is trying to gather people together for their New Year's Eve celebration. They're going to be building a great big bonfire down by the water. They need some help people to make it all happen, but they're going to have a big old bash there in Belfast. They usually do a big thing in Belfast.
Should we figure out who to get in contact with? Do you know at this
Michael
point?
Hurley.
Cool.
I know that. He put something out on Facebook. He's been
Okay.
a longtime city councilor and that kind of thing.
Cool.
So check around town if you want to take part in that. I'm sure you can learn more about it.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I love a bonfire.
Yeah.
Well, let's check in with Devin Biggs to see what the forecast looks like.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We've made it to Thursday, and aerial flood advisory is in effect. It's been extended now and expanded, actually, until Thursday at around 1 p.m. again, just to the south and west of Lincoln. And yes, because of an ice jam, that continues to be an issue. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the time changed on this advisory again as things will continue to develop with that ice jam that has since developed. But moving forward, though, we're going to be watching for some snow that's off toward the north this morning. And we've seen a few returns on the radar, so possibly a few flurries even in a few spots even this morning. But most of us today will stay dry with a mostly cloudy sky. And overall, we're not going to be looking too bad moving forward. Now, we do have a front that's tracking off from the southwest to the north and east. We have the warm front right over us, so it does mean some warmer temperatures will be on the way. 40s will make a return later on to the forecast period. But overall, winds will be out of the east at times in general, but jumping directions as you can tell. But the winds, even though they're changing directions, not too bad in general at around 5 miles per hour or less sustained. But futurecast, most of the snow will stay to the north. We'll just have the clouds, maybe some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but ultimately the clouds will win out overall. So your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. The east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy again, lows in the upper 20s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. In our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, plenty of clouds, temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, all this week we are taking a look back at some of the most memorable stories of the year.
AJ Douglas highlights some of the top stories from May and June.
The U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade shocked the nation, sparking protests nationwide, including here in Bangor. Advocates gathered in front of the federal courthouse and Senator Susan Collins' headquarters in support of pro-choice rights.
I'm thinking about all the young people who are not going to have the same access to these services that my generation had, and I want to do better and right by them.
The trial of a Northfield man accused of triple murder began in early May. Thomas Bonfanti was later convicted of murdering 3 people and wounding a 4th, Regina Hall. Hall survived a gunshot wound to the face.
Being a survivor ain't an easy thing to do. I've shaked and cried for 2.5 years.
Parents of Foxcroft Academy students gathered for a peaceful protest to stand in solidarity after a judge allowed 2 students involved in a sexual assault case to continue attending school.
We became aware of it. We communicated with the proper authorities. We called the alleged victim, put in support immediately.
A NASA astronaut from Maine made sure to bring the state flag on their journey to space. Jessica Meyer flew the Maine state flag on the International Space Station. The flag is now on display at the Maine State Museum.
When we have the privilege of being in space and looking down at the state of Maine from above and really of the entire planet, it is absolutely life-changing.
Last, a Norwalk man that was reported missing after simply walking away from a psychiatric center unknowingly advanced the conversation concerning mental health. The mother of 37-year-old Graham Locker says she will never stop searching for her son.
We think that we've done a good job searching around Bangor, and my husband and I have certainly traveled.
The search continues for any information that will bring Graham Locker home. AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have your latest with local sports.
Don't go away.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has you covered. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid, or fully electric. Brand new 2023 Kia Sportage, Sorento, Soul, Forte, and more. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or the affordable Sporty Forte with 41 mpg highway. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Today, my friend, you did it! You did it! You
Good news! A new clinical study showed that Centrum Silver supports cognitive health in older adults. It's one more step towards taking charge of your health. So every day, you can say, it's Centrum Silver.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth over the years. The Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do this without your support. Thank you for choosing Hammond as your building project partner. Hammond Lumber Company, proud to serve local communities since 1953.
Bank robbery!
Starting January 3rd, the Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
This suspect is extremely dangerous.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd on ABC.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We will start on the ice. After a few weeks off for winter break, Maine men's hockey is back out there prepping for their first game in a long time. We'll bring in Ryan Soudal for this one. Ryan, you were up in Orono talking with the Black Bears this week. What's going on at the Alfond?
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. I was up at practice on Tuesday, and the Black Bears are in a pretty good spot right now. They finished up their first half of their season hot, winners of 4 straight games, and it came at a pretty good time, too. After a good start, they went on a 5-game skid, but those games were all close, 1-goal games. They took their bye week, rattled off 4 wins, and then went home for break. So, yes, they're streaking to start the second half, but if you ask them, they kind of wish that they kept playing.
It was actually been nice to kind of keep playing after, when we were winning a few games there. So, we had 2 weeks off, and that's a long time to go without, real organized practice. And but the guys come back with good energy.
We've been here since July, though, and, we haven't had a break since then, so it was nice to get home and see our families. But for the momentum we built, the 4 weekends, actually, of the end of November to mid-December, we really got on a roll. So it's tough to leave that for 2 weeks and a break.
Yeah, so 4 wins in a row. Definitely tough to just kind of walk away from the ice after that. So sitting here right now, though, they're in a completely different spot than they were a year ago. They've beaten some good teams so far. They've hung with some good teams. So, Ryan, I'll ask you this. Can these guys make a run in Hockey East?
In short, Tyler, yes, I believe so. They believe so, too. They're basically past their toughest tests of the year and said that if they bring everything every night, that they think that they can hang with and beat just about anyone.
We believe in this locker room. Our coaches believe, every single one of our guys believe that we can make a push towards this back of the season. It's going to be a grind for sure, and we're young, and we're going to learn and develop through the process. But I think we got all the pieces that we need to really make a push. We're a hard-working team. Our work ethic's never in question. I think it's just putting the details together, putting all the little things together. It's going to allow us to propel forward and make a push.
And they start that push on Friday night in Colgate. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Tyler, back to you.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Looking forward to see what they can do in this second half of the year. Now we'll go to some high school basketball. Let's start down east to Ellsworth for some Class C and D boys action between Sumner and Jonesport Beals. Sumner playing as the home team here. Tigers trying to get to 3-1 on the year. We'll start this one in the second quarter. James Brasted with the steal for Jonesport, and he is going to go coast to coast all the way to the hole for 2. Royals take the lead. End of the half, though. Here is Sumner. It's Nolan Christensen. Heads inside. Nice floater off the glass. Great touch right there. Tigers down 1 after 2. Second half now. Royals with it. Nice perimeter passing. Good ball movement. Braven Kenny knocks down the tray. That's going to tie things up. But the very next possession, the Tigers would return the favor. Off the feed from Aiden Griffin, Bryson Parrott hits a 3 of his own. Tigers take the lead, and they would take the victory. 48-43 is the final.
We just kind of came together and trusted our sets and our offense, and once we did that, we worked as a team and we did it. We got the W.
All right, to the Cross Center we go now, where Maine men's hoops looks to end their non-conference schedule in style. They are hosting Harvard. Midway through the first half, here's Harvard's Evan Nelson with a 3 from the wing. That's going to give the Crimson the lead. But at the end of the first, Jaden Clayton, he swings it over to Kellen Tynes. He nails a corner 3 at the end of the half, ties it at 33. That's a score in the break. Second half now. Getty Yusupaitis over to Clayton. He's going to hit a 3 from the pit. to pull the Black Bears within 2. And finally, watch this alley-oop from Harvard's Aiden Tradeout to Chris Ledlum right here. Great passing. This one had a great finish. Overtime would decide it. Crimson hang on to win 74-73. To the ice we go. Hamden Academy and Old Town Orono going at it. Broncos on the attack right now, up 1-0. Adrian Webb is going to wrist one towards the net, but Brock Park swallows it up. He makes the stop. Later on, Broncos again. It's Matthew Shane. He's going to send this one around, and then he's going to get it right back, right in front of the net there. Capitalizes from point-blank range. That is 2-0 Broncos. Black Bears on offense now. Dylan Davis is going to recover it. He's going to skate a bit, fire it towards the net, but Aaron Donovan is there for the save. And then later on, we are going to credit this goal to Keith Brooks. Right place at the right time. Hamden goes on to win it 5-2. And let's take a look at some other scores from around the area right now. In college ball, WPI over Husson, 72-62. That's down in Florida. In some boys basketball, George Stevens over Mattanocook, 57-48. In some hockey up north, Brewer takes a victory over Holton Hodgdon Katahdin, 4-0. And then in girls hockey, Penobscot over Cape Elizabeth, the Pioneers over Cape Elizabeth, 7-2. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Bangor Floral is your perfect destination this holiday season. Since 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful holiday gifts for almost 100 years, featuring new, colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets that have warmed hearts for generations. And we strongly support the Buy Local movement by purchasing directly from local farms and growers. Bangor Floral at 332 Harlow Street. Experience a flower shop like no other this holiday season.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on ABC 7 News at 11. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
The countdown to 2023 is on, and like many Americans, you may be thinking about resolutions you'd like to make throughout the new year. Fox's Matt Napolitano takes a look at the psychology behind following through on your goals and how to keep yourself on track for success.
With 2023 right around the corner, people are preparing to make their list of resolutions for the new year. From exercising more to cutting back on social media, advancing your career, and beyond, whatever your goals are, behavioral experts say they should be SMART, an acronym standing for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely.
For example, I might want to move my body more, and so I might start by going to the gym or going to yoga once a week. And then after 3 weeks, maybe I build on that. If you make your goals more specific like that, you have an ability to track them and then maybe change it up if it feels like it's not working for you.
You could also have more success following through on your resolutions in the long run by asking yourself this question.
Why is it that you want to make a change? These are questions of purpose and values and meaning. So maybe you do want to go to the gym and lose a couple pounds, but why? And if you can get to that core reason for why, research finds that you are much more likely to actually follow through on your goals and make it happen.
But no matter how well mapped out your resolutions are, psychologists say it's perfectly normal to hit a slump, as new habits are hard to immediately apply to your life.
Habits can take really anywhere. Research suggests from 22 days to 290 days. And so giving yourself maybe 30 to 90 days to really work on one specific goal and build on that goal throughout that time.
Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
That's some great advice. You don't want to go in there and change everything. It makes it a little harder to do. Just focus on one little thing.
You got to be realistic too.
Yeah.
You can't set too many big steps. You got to take it realistically.
You have any big resolutions this year?
Less time on social media.
There you go.
I heard that one and that one, and that one validated me there.
That's a good one.
Right.
I didn't have any time, but I think that's a good one to
I have so
shoot
many
for.
books. I have so many books, and they're all lovely books, and I'm all excited to read them.
Yeah.
And that requires putting my phone down.
I'm getting pretty good at that. Just put the phone down and forget about it. It drives other people crazy when they're trying to get in touch with me, but
I
know,
get it.
It's for peace of mind kind of thing.
Yep.
All right, well, one last check of the weather for this hour. It looks like a pretty nice day ahead today. A little cloudy, but overall, no big storms.
Kind of gray.
At least we're not in Buffalo.
Right, and not not freezing. That's Yep.
Here's Devin with our forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Here's that area flood advisory again up until about 1 p.m. later this afternoon. I won't be surprised to see the time change on that again. This is because of an ice jam that has developed and it's just to the south and west of Lincoln. So anyone near that area may need to be careful with that ice jam, which is causing a little bit of flooding in a few spots. Let's zoom things out. Again, some snow developing further off towards the north. Some returns showing up on the radar. Further off towards the south and east, so a few flurries cannot be ruled out in those areas this morning. Anything that does fall will not be a huge deal. As we are watching this warm front right here that's developing right now, that's tracking off from the southwest, going toward the north and east, so it does equal some warmer temperatures that will be on the way for us coming up soon. And yes, the 40s. 40s will be back in the picture very shortly. So future gas moving forward, a lot of the snow will stay to the north today. A few inches could fall near the Presque Isle area, but overall for us, we're just going to remain mostly cloudy today and tonight. Maybe a few breaks of the clouds to reveal some sunshine, but ultimately the clouds will win out over the next few days or so. Then maybe watching for a little bit more precipitation on the way as we head towards Friday night, even into parts of Saturday. Maybe some rain further off towards the north. We'll have to wait till later this weekend, though, to the forecast period for our turn for more precipitation. But in the short term, again, it's just going to be dry overall for us. But any snow that does fall will stay in the northern ends of the state, where a few areas can see up to 3, maybe 4 inches of snow before we're all finished up, then dramatically falling off farther down to the south and west that you go. But wave heights are not too bad right now. No advisories in effect. 2 to 5 foot wave heights being noted at this point. So we're looking pretty good in general, though. Of course, if anything does get going, they will issue an advisory. But again, at this point, we're looking pretty good. Our average high temperature being 31 degrees. We'll be in the upper 30s today. Lower 40s Friday and the middle to upper 40s Saturday into Sunday. Falling back really briefly Monday into Tuesday. And then look at this. This is quite something to look at. Maybe 56 by next Wednesday. Quite a few days away. So we'll see if this holds as we do get closer. Your forecast for today, upper 30s, mostly cloudy. Now east one getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper 20s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, more of the same, mostly cloudy, highest in the lower 40s, as south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, at least for the New Year's Eve, we're looking pretty good. Mostly cloudy, temperatures warming. Look at this, mid-40s by New Year's Eve. By New Year's Day, rain moves in, highs in the upper 40s, but then drying out by Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the low 40s.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard.
Before you count down on New Year's Eve, count on GMA to be rockin' with Mr. Rockin' Eve himself, Ryan Seacrest, live this morning, and Jesse James Decker tomorrow. The rockin'est New Year's Eve ever kicks off this morning on
Good Morning America.
Now let's head over to the Mr. Food Test Kitchen to see what Howard has in store for us.
Where did the year go? It's hard to believe that New Year's Eve is right around the corner. Now, we know that many of you will be staying home instead of going out to celebrate. Maybe you're having a few friends over and counting down the new year with a celebration of your own. Whether you go big or do something more laid back, we've got a fun and festive dessert dip that'll help you ring in the new year. To whip this up, we combine a cup of dry white cake mix, straight out of the box, with some canned vanilla frosting and a good amount of pink champagne. We beat this together until it's light and fluffy. You see, the combo of the frosting and the cake mix is what gives our dip a fancy bakery taste. And the champagne, well, what's New Year's without a little bubbly? Now we put this in a bowl and top it with some golden white decorating sugar to add a little shimmer. Surround it with some fresh berries and ladyfingers for dipping, and you're all set. It may sound simple, and it is, but let me tell you, it'll be the talk of the dessert table. To get the recipe for our champagne dessert dip, simply check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a party-perfect way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Happy New Year.
Well, a puppy abandoned at a San Francisco International Airport has found a new home just in time for the holidays. Polaris, a 6-month-old German Shepherd mix, was left behind in late August by an international traveler who did not have proper documentation for importing an animal. As a result, the traveler chose to continue traveling on without his animal. United Airlines made sure the puppy completely necessary requirements to enter the country are completed, and after completing the quarantine, Polaris found a new home with a United pilot. His name is William Dale, so it's a happy ending. The poor little doggy came to America not expecting to stay, but now it's sticking around for a while.
It's a really handsome dog.
It is a beautiful dog. Yeah. What a tough thing too for the traveler who had to leave the dog behind. That must have been really hard.
I wonder if it was a stray and they're traveling, because you know how people will travel someplace and they'll go to a place that has a higher volume of strays.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
Yeah.
We like a happy ending though.
It's always it's a happy ending either way.
All right. That's it for this hour. America. What is it?
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. I only work here. Good morning. It's so early.
You're on Good Morning
America's
Maine.
Next.
Yeah.
We'll continue broadcasting on
Fox 22
Thank you.
For the next 2 hours.
Keeps me straight every day.
Have a good Thursday.
Have a great day. Good morning.
Do you? But pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth over the years. The Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do this without your support. Thank you for choosing Hammond as your building project partner. Hammond Lumber Company, proud to serve local communities since 1953.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lane.